If you think the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world win with weapons, satellites, and technology, you're wrong. This is not a story about explosions or car chases. This is about something far more terrifying. Today's story is about a deception so deep, so patient, so personal that it didn't need a single bullet to destroy a man's entire life. It changed the balance of power for 20 years. And the secret that leaked through this operation left a mark on the world. The man at the center of it, he lost everything a man can lose: his career, his dignity, his sanity. And when the truth finally came out, even the investigators couldn't believe what they discovered. I promise you, your mind will not accept what's coming. Stay with me, because the truth of this story is not where you think it is. Welcome to the channel. My name is Momin. I had to leave home and travel across the world alone at the age of 14. And I learned something fast. Survival is a complex machine. It isn't just about strength. It runs on silence, loss, fear, and on what we choose to remember. Here we reveal the dark and mysterious stories, the ones that you were never meant to know. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, follow, and hit the like button. Be part of our family. As we always say, sit back and relax. It's just the first 100 years that are the hardest. The year is 1964. The Cold War isn't cold. It's a volcano waiting to explode. Every superpower is watching. Every phone call is monitored. Every mistake could mean nuclear fire raining down on millions. The world is divided into two camps: the West, led by America, Britain, and France, and the East, led by the Soviet Union and China. China in 1964 is closed, isolated, suspicious, still recovering from a catastrophic famine that killed 45 million people. Yes, 45 million. The Chinese Communist Party is paranoid, aggressive, and desperate to become a global superpower. France is also recovering. World War II destroyed their economy. Their colonies are breaking free. France needs to rebuild. They need power. They need influence. And so, the French president makes a bold move. He becomes the first major Western leader to officially recognize communist China. The Western allies is shocked. America is furious. Britain is confused. Why would France, a key ally, open a relation with the enemy? But France doesn't care. An embassy opens in Beijing. Diplomats arrive. Cultural events begin. Opera performances, cocktail parties, smiling faces. And intelligence agencies on both sides start watching very carefully. Because whenever diplomacy opens a door, espionage walks in quietly behind it. And in this case, the spy already had the key. Inside the French embassy was a man named Bernard Boursicot. Not a spy by title, not a hero, not important enough to worry about. He was a junior diplomat, officially the third secretary. In reality, he was a glorified assistant, a note taker, a paper pusher, the kind of man who sits in high-level meetings, absorbs everything, and then gets completely ignored. But being invisible has an advantage. You see everything, you hear everything, and nobody thinks you matter. Bernard's job was simple: attend meetings, write reports, observe the Chinese streets, talk to merchants, gather rumors, send updates back to Paris. He was a low level intelligence gatherer, not important enough to be suspicious, but important enough to know secrets. And Bernard was lonely, far from home, far from friends, far from anything familiar. A stranger in a strange land, working for a government that didn't appreciate him. Loneliness makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability makes you a target. The Chinese intelligence services, known as the MSS, understood this perfectly. They had a plan, a patient plan, and they had the perfect weapon. At a diplomatic gathering in 1964, Bernard noticed her, an opera singer, elegant, graceful, mysterious. Her name was Sher Pei Po. From the moment he saw her, Bernard was captured. Opera singers in China had special access. They performed for diplomats, politicians, and high society. They were cultured, respected, trusted. Shy was all of this and more. Their conversation were quiet, polite, intriguing. They met again and again, always private, always discreet, always in the dark. And remember, always in the dark. Bernard thought it was romantic, safe. He had no idea the darkness was hiding something far bigger than he could imagine. Before I tell you what happened next, pause for a second. What do you think the deception is? I promise you, you're wrong. Cher Pei Po never rushed Bernard. She didn't demand information. She didn't ask dangerous questions. She listened. How was your day? What worries you? Do you feel safe in China? Do you feel appreciated by your government? Normal questions, human questions. And slowly, Bernard talked. At first, small things, office gossip, frustrations, then details about meetings, about French policy towards China. She absorbed everything quietly, calmly, never writing anything down. This is called social engineering. You don't interrogate someone, you make them feel comfortable. You make them feel loved. And Cher was a master. Then she began to disappear, weeks at a time. And when she returned, she was distant, worried, emotional. This created reinforcement. Bernard became addicted to her presence. He didn't realize he was being trained. Then Cher told him something that changed everything. In 1965, Cher told Bernard she was pregnant with his child. Bernard was shocked, terrified, and thrilled. This was family. Months passed. He barely saw her. Then one day, she appeared with a baby boy. She said, "This is your son. His name is Cher Dudu." Bernard felt responsibility crush him. From that moment, he was trapped. Fear mixed with responsibility is unstoppable. And that's exactly what Chinese intelligence wanted. This continued for 20 years. Bernard shared everything: French policy, embassy gossip, and nuclear information. Yes, in nuclear technology. Over 500 classified documents leaked. France never knew. China knew everything. Then in 1982, Bernard panicked. Cher said their son was in danger. Bernard helped them escape to Paris. He thought it was over. He was wrong. French intelligence investigated. Bernard was questioned. Then the truth emerged: no pregnancy records. The child was purchased. And the final truth: Cher Pei Po was not a woman. Cher Pei Po was a man. Bernard collapsed. Both were arrested. Both were convicted. Both released early. Bernard lost everything: his career, reputation, sanity. Cher died in 2009. Bernard last words: I'm free now. This isn't just a spy story, it's a warning. The most dangerous weapon in the world is trust. Once someone owns your emotion, you give everything willingly. Was Bernard a victim or a fool? Tell me in the comment. I am Moomin. Relax, it's just the first 100 years that are the hardest.